Let us embark upon a journey to explore the history, importance, and details of Hajj, the major pilgrimage in Islam. Hajj is one of the most significant religious practices for Muslims around the world, representing a profound act of worship and devotion to Allah. The history of Hajj dates back to the time of Prophet Ibrahim, and his family. According to Islamic tradition, Allah commanded Prophet Ibrahim to take his wife Hajar, and their son Ishmael to the barren desert of Mecca. When their provisions ran out, Hajar desperately searched for water, running 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa. Miraculously, the angel Gabriel, appeared and struck the ground, causing the Zamzam well to spring forth. Later, Allah instructed Ibrahim and Ismail to build the Kaaba, the sacred house of Allah, which became the focal point of pilgrimage for Muslims. The Quran mentions this in Surah Al-Baqarah 225-127. And mention when we made the house a place of return for the people and a place of security. And take, O believers, from the standing place of Abraham a place of prayer. And we charged Abraham and Ishmael, saying, Purify my house for those who perform tawaf and those who are staying there, for worship and those who bow and prostrate in prayer. Hajj is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, making it an obligatory act of worship for all adult Muslims who are physically and financially able to undertake the journey at least once in their lifetime. The importance of Hajj lies in its spiritual, communal, and historical significance. It is a time for Muslims to seek forgiveness, purify their souls, and demonstrate their devotion to Allah. Allah commands the performance of Hajj in the Quran, Surah Al-Imran 397. And due to Allah from the people is a pilgrimage to the house, for whoever is able to find thereto a way. But whoever disbelieves, then indeed Allah is free from need of the worlds. Hajj also fosters a sense of unity and equality among Muslims, as millions of pilgrims from diverse backgrounds gather to perform the same rituals in the holy city of Mecca. Before embarking on Hajj, pilgrims enter a state of spiritual purity called Ihram. Men wear 2 white unstitched pieces of cloth, while women wear simple, modest clothing that covers their entire body except for the face and hands. The Ihram clothing symbolizes purity, equality, and the renunciation of worldly distinctions. Pilgrims also recite the Talbiyah, a prayer expressing their intention to perform Hajj solely for the sake of Allah. The Quran mentions the preparation and intention for Hajj in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:197. Hajj is during well-known months, so whoever has made Hajj obligatory upon himself therein, by entering the state of Ihram, there is to be for him no sexual relations and no disobedience and no disputing during Hajj. The first major ritual of Hajj is Tawaf, which involves walking around the Kaaba 7 times in a counterclockwise direction. This act symbolizes the unity of believers in the worship of the one God, as they move in harmony around the central point of Islam. The Kaaba is considered the house of Allah, and each circuit brings the pilgrim closer to him in devotion and reverence. The Quran speaks about the sanctity of the Kaaba in Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:97. Allah has made the Kaaba, the sacred house, a sanctuary of maintenance for the people, and likewise the sacred month and the sacrificial animals and the garlands by which they are identified. After Tawaf, pilgrims perform Sa'i, which involves walking 7 times between the hills of Safa and Marwa. This act commemorates Hajar's search for water for her son Ismail. Sa'i represents the virtues of patience, perseverance, and trust in Allah's provision. It is a reminder of the hardships faced by the righteous and the rewards of unwavering faith. The Quran mentions this ritual in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:158. Indeed, Safa and Marwa are among the symbols of Allah. So whoever makes Hajj to the house or performs Umrah, there is no blame upon him for walking between them. And whoever volunteers good, then indeed Allah is appreciative and knowing. The day of Arafat, which falls on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, is the pinnacle of Hajj. Pilgrims gather on the plain of Arafat to stand in prayer and supplication, seeking Allah's forgiveness and mercy. This day is of immense significance as it commemorates the farewell sermon of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and represents the climax of the pilgrim's spiritual journey. Standing at Arafat is a profound moment of reflection and humility, where pilgrims feel closest to Allah. The Quran alludes to the significance of this day in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:198. But when you depart from Arafat, remember Allah at Al-Mashar al-Haram, and remember him as he has guided you, for indeed you were before that among those astray. After sunset and the day of Arafat, pilgrims move to Muzdalifah, where they collect small stones for the next ritual, Rami. On the following days, pilgrims throw these stones at 3 pillars in Mina, symbolizing the rejection of evil and the temptations of Satan. This act commemorates the trials of Prophet Ibrahim when he was tempted by Satan but remained steadfast in his faith. The Quran reflects on the symbolic act of resisting temptation in Surah Al-Hajj 22:27, and proclaim to the people the Hajj pilgrimage. They will come to you on foot and on every lean camel. They will come from every distant pass. Following the stoning ritual, pilgrims perform Qurbani, the sacrifice of an animal, usually a sheep, goat or cow. This act commemorates Prophet Ibrahim's willingness to sacrifice his son Ismail in obedience to Allah's command. Allah, in his mercy, provided a ram to be sacrificed instead. The meat from the sacrifice is distributed among family, friends, and the needy, emphasizing the values of charity and sharing. The Quran highlights this act in Surah As-Safat 37:107, and we ransomed him with a great sacrifice. After the sacrifice, male pilgrims shave their heads or cut a portion of their hair, while female pilgrims cut a small lock of hair. This act, known as Tahallul, signifies the completion of Hajj and the pilgrim's readiness to return to their normal life, spiritually renewed and purified. Pilgrims then perform Tawaf and Sa'i again before concluding their pilgrimage. The Quran speaks about the completion of the pilgrimage rites in Surah Al-Baqarah 2:196, and complete the Hajj and Umrah for Allah. But if you are prevented, then offer what can be obtained with ease of sacrificial animals. Hajj holds deep spiritual significance. It is a means of seeking closeness to Allah, seeking forgiveness for past sins, and gaining a fresh start. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever performs Hajj for Allah's pleasure and does not have sexual relations with his wife and does not do evil or sin, then he will return after Hajj free from all sins as if he were born anew." The journey of Hajj is both a physical and spiritual pilgrimage that leaves a lasting impact on a believer's life. Hajj is also a testament to the unity of the Muslim Ummah. Pilgrims from all over the world, regardless of their race, nationality or social status, come together to worship Allah. This gathering reinforces the sense of brotherhood and equality among Muslims, as everyone stands equal before Allah, sharing the same rituals and prayers. The Quran speaks to this unity in Surah Al-Hujurat 49:13. O mankind, indeed we have created you from male and female and made you peoples and tribes that you may know one another. Indeed, the most noble of you in the sight of Allah is the most righteous of you. Indeed, Allah is knowing and acquainted. Thank you for joining us to learn about the history, importance and details of Hajj in Islam. May Allah grant us all the opportunity to undertake this blessed pilgrimage and accept our efforts. For more information, send us a DM.